Eric Raw.
Just back up. There's three different songs. It's this one, this is the countdown. Then there's the other one where it's like my intro, and then there's a background music. There's three total. This is not the one I come in on. This is not the one. I can play an old one and show you. Let me know when you're ready, man. It's like a sneaker or something. Uh, 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 uh. What's up, America? How y'all doing out there? It's Emos the Winners coming to you live. As we come every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. at 120 East Market Street. This is the Phil Show, as you know. We're going to jump right into it and get to the news. We're going to skip the intro. As you know, this is a live show. This is Emos. As I said, this is the Phil Show, standing for what the fuck I look like. And again, I started this political show. It's a news show, a hot new political perspective here downtown at Wave One Media. I started this show, like I said, because we're tired of the mainstream media voice that's redundant, that has a propensity to mislead you. So I'm here to encourage you to come out with your new voice, and this is a new voice, where we're all witnesses, where we go through the news and all the issues of the day. We break down the various politics and various angles from our leaders, and see what they're telling us. See if they're telling us the truth. Because we've been duped for so long. Whether it be 2016 elections, whether it be 2020 elections, whether it be the messaging from the COVID, hell, messaging from the stimulus, right? Republicans, Democrats, the deception in voting. I'm just sick of it, right? And you should be too. We had a tumultuous last 5 years dealing with Donald Trump and the Trump administration, pushing back and forth between Congress, the fighting, the immaturity in the halls of Congress, the buckets of chickens in the halls of Congress, the ripping up of the State of the Union. We can't let that stuff slide. We can't let that stuff go by the wayside. We should demand better, and that's what this show's about. Emos to Win is the Phil Show. We're about 50 episodes in. We're downtown at Wave 1 Media, 120 East Market Street, live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 10 to 11 a.m. You can catch me on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're a website coming soon, emostowitness.com. And as I mentioned before, as this show formulates, we're going to have different titles, different issues, but mainly we mainly focus on politics. But not only that, in particular, we also focus on our industry leaders, our sports icons, our celebrities in Hollywood, our international moguls, our international governments. We analyze what they're telling us. We look into their issues, their politics, and how it influences us. We hold truth to power, and we try to hold people accountable. I try to do it all in a 1-hour segment 3 days a week because I know you're busy. I know you're distracted. I know life takes you up and down. You only read headlines. Those headlines skew your opinion. Those headlines divert you a certain way. It's like taxes, isn't it? Isn't it like taxes? It's like last minute. You gather up all the information that you accumulate over the years, all the headlines you heard over time. Last minute, get it all done. Who should I vote for? Who should I vote for? You ask your friend, your family. It's a group think. Halfway knowledgeable on what's going on because I understand you're busy. You got kids, family, bills to pay. But that does not mean you can't be informed. That means you can't be led astray. That means you can be led astray, be influenced, negatively or positively. My goal is to bring you the news. Fairly, straight. Were you objective with it? An angle is where it's fair. It's balanced. I know you heard it before. But ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been paying attention over the past 10 years, it's been a formulation of social media or alternative media and mainstream media. And it's a time in your life where you can get involved at the bottom level, create a definitive voice, a differentiating voice from what you've been hearing all these years, and inform your own opinion and share it with the world because we need diversity. We need a mix of opinions in this society. Most importantly, we need a shift in leadership. That's another point that I bring with the show. I'm a proponent of term limits. I really appreciate that we can. It's really great to see we can have a mixture of leadership that comes in. Definitely a younger leadership to go against some of these new policies, these new age policies that are coming down the pipeline. We shouldn't be afraid to change the country, but we should be protective of our traditions and our values and our constitutions, and we should make sure that they're not being attacked by corrupt officials. And I know that's long-winded, and on Wednesday, like I said, when I formulate this show, I plan to bring you the news on Monday, and I also plan to, on Wednesday, to bring you a character or a person that's currently involved in politics that has a major influence. Each and every week that we expose them, we bring out their background, their history, and what they're about, and how they influence our country, and how do we feel about that. And all this is to formulate your opinion for the midterm elections, and the presidential elections, and your local elections. The more you're informed, the more you're aware, the bigger picture makes for a better vote, right? But we got some work to do, right? So today I'm gonna highlight George Soros. That's a dangerous name. I don't know how many times I'm gonna be able to say it on the show because the dude is damn near like poltergeist. So like I said, he's definitely someone that we need to talk about, and I think if anybody we go first on this Wednesday segment, it should be him. And I think that I'm gonna go down the pipeline and just tag whoever I want to tag. I mean, Hillary Clinton's gonna be on that list. I got Susan Rice. You're gonna notice gonna be a lot of Democratic people that I'm gonna be highlighting because they've been doing a lot of corrupt shit. Frankly, at least most recently, meaning most recently the past 8 years or longer. And it continues with Biden. I mean, we actually elected someone who actually admitted crimes on video. We actually have his son is a crackhead. I don't care if you want to say retired crackhead or current crackhead or what, but you can't say I'm wrong. It's in a book, and he's right there in the Oval Office with him. with crimes not yet addressed or answered or accounted for. Or there's nothing been accounted for yet. So we're gonna go down the pipeline. Today we're gonna talk about George Soros. I also want to talk about some things. I want to talk about a couple of small little news tidbits, like AstraZeneca has an issue with blood clots. I want to get into I want to do a quick little reservoir update. What's going on in Tampa with the reservoir flooding? Just a little small little tidbit. I want to bring you some kind of information. What's going on today? Real quick, let's look at this article here. We got a clear link between AstraZeneca, the vaccine, and red blood clots in the brain, per EMA official. This is out of Rome from Reuters. I don't know. There's a link between AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine and a very rare blood clots in the brain, but the possible causes are still unknown. A senior official of the European Medicine Agency said in an interview published on Tuesday. However, the EMA later said in a statement that its review of the vaccine was ongoing and expected to announce its finding on Wednesday. Well, that doesn't mean anything. It means you still don't know shit. In my opinion, this is a quote, in my opinion, we can now say it. It is clear that there is an association of the brain blood clots with the vaccine. However, we still do not know what caused this reaction, says Marco Calaveras, chair of the vaccine evaluation team at EMA. So, and I'm not going to continue with all this. I don't know. Let me read this paragraph. This is pretty interesting. Like I said, do you really care? The EMA has repeatedly said the benefits of the AstraZeneca shot outweighs the risk as it investigates 44 reports of extremely rare brain clotting ailments known as cerebral venous sinus thrombosis out of 9.2 million people in the European Economic Area who have received the vaccine. So it's saying a small percentage, and the benefits outweigh. So you want your head to clot up and die. You want to take that risk? See, that's what I'm saying, America. I just really feel, like I said, if like my opinion on this, and as I told you before repeatedly, is that if you add up, if you collide and combine the messaging of this pandemic over the past year, Dr. Fauci alone, you combine that with all the mixed messaging, the infighting between administrations on taking credit, the selfishness of local state governments in the leadership during the pandemic, the killing of nursing home patients, all for the sake of political power, political messaging. You look at the monetary fight that continues today between all the drug companies. You look at those things, you combine them, and then you see stuff like this where there's unknown results regarding pregnancies for these vaccines, and you see blood clots, and they say it outweighs. Does it really outweigh? The benefit of taking the shot outweighs the risk? I beg to differ. Like I said, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you really got to trust your instincts and trust your conscience. Now, I'm not telling you not to take it or not. If you feel safe and you want to take it, take it. But I'll be the person in the back waiting on herd immunity, whatever the hell that means. I'll be the person waiting 10, 15 years ago to 10, 15 years from now to see that public announcement, Johnson & Johnson. Did you take the COVID-19 shot 15 years ago? Is your ass bleeding? You may be due compensation. I'm just saying, I'm anti-vax. The information is too inconclusive, and it's another example. So watch out for the AstraZeneca shot. You take the risk if you want to, but you may get blood clots. Okay. So I got this. I got this video. I don't know why. I don't really know why I even have it on here, but I just think that it's charismatic in a way, as far as it's indicative on how society is being played a little bit. It's like really about how you play the game. You get told a lot of shit in the media, and you get a lot of information from your politician when it comes to COVID, unemployment, to the stimulus, living your life, the mask 6 feet apart. You're always gonna have what's the word I'm looking for? You're always gonna have like a defiance to it, right? You're not gonna do things exactly how people want you to do. You may go into a restaurant and put the mask on, but you may pull it down off your nose. You may just you want to have some kind of freedom. Why not have all the freedom? Why not keep promoting that? So I always say stay vigilant, keep fighting. Respect your fellow man. Respect businesses if they have certain rules and certain things. But we're starting to open up as a society because of PPP. Not PPP, but this pandemic and how we handle it. And this video right here, this guy right here is, it's just one of those things. I want to play it first. And as you read, it says, me getting ready for work while everybody's scamming, jamming, and getting unemployment. So let's hit play on it. Wow. Clown. Clown, right? He's not a clown, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Not in the real sense. But can you get what's going on there? This gentleman is like, I don't get it. I just don't. There's a people that are thriving in the past year and a half on what's been going on with everything, and there's people that just don't get it. There's people that's getting up and going to work every day, just following these what some would call draconian rules, and just kind of like just confused. So hit the Emos to Win This show. Hit that like, subscribe button. Like me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good things. With a Phil Show. Send for what the fuck I look like. I don't want you duped. I don't want you confused any longer. I want you to ask the right questions. I want you to voice your opinion, get your own opinion. But together, let's come as witnesses here at Wave One Media, downtown at 120 East Market Street. And I want you to grow with me. I want you to be a witness. I'm just your moderator, okay? My point of view is gonna spell out over time. But I promise you, I will try not to influence you. I want to give you the news issues as they are, and we're gonna expose these politics for who they are. Okay, so this guy, even though he looks like a clown, he's not a clown. He's just an American doing his thing every single day. But he puts that makeup on, he puts on that face, and he tries to live out his day. But there are scammers out there. There are jammers out there. And it's. Do you want to be a jammer? You just want to. You want to survive. You want to survive and play the game to win, and you don't want to be played. So the point that I want to make with this is that the government passes policies for all kind of reasons. And a lot of times American people get played. I encourage you to use those policies to your advantage. Shit. I promise you, man, a lot of y'all should be coming out of this pandemic damn near entrepreneurs 3 times over. A lot of people should be taking advantage of the stimulus money, this PPP money, all this stuff. Unemployment. If you do it right, you can revive the economy on your own. You can start your own businesses up, new skills. All this time you had to reflect in the house, under quarantine. Just saying, don't be a sucker. Take the positive out of these things. Stay vigilant. Because there are groups and influences and people who want to change your way of life and take away your freedoms. Okay? And that person that I think the one on that list is George Soros. Let's take a look at this guy. This guy, George Soros, I'm telling you, he looks like Senator Palpatine. Can we put that video up wide that's showing the comparison? See, that dude, man, that's George Soros, ladies and gentlemen. George Soros, just a little background on this gentleman. He is a Hungarian-born American billionaire, investor, and philanthropist. As of May 2020, he had a net worth of $8.3 billion. He donated more than $32 billion to the Open Society Foundations. Remember that term, or the foundations, of which $15 billion had already been distributed, representing 64% of his original fortune, making him the most generous giver. Now that all sounds wonderful, according to Forbes. But yeah, if you look at that picture, he looks like Senator Palpatine, right? Pretty evil, right? If y'all know who Senator Palpatine is, he's the Emperor, Star Wars, man. Got the lightning coming out of his shit. And we see people who look like evil, look like a character like that. You gotta question his motives just off GP, just off it, just straight up. You know why, man? My father-in-law, man, looks like a slave, man. You know that? My father-in-law and my cousin, I guess he's my cousin through marriage. He's my father-in-law's nephew. He looks like a dinosaur slave.
What are the attributes? Like George Soros has got the the hanging face, the redness.
Yeah, I just think my father-in-law, he has like that Morgan Freeman look. Like he put the old Kango on him. He got that slow walk, like he's been through a lot. And he doesn't kind of wears the same outfit every day. He don't really kind of change up too flashy unless he's going out. But he'll rock those cargo pants and a nice little button-up work shirt. But it's like he has that slave look. Like I don't know how to. It's not really more so him as much as my cousin, man. He's like a dinosaur slave look. He's almost like a slave fossil in a way. I'm serious, man. Like it's a treasure. I'm not talking about him. I really think that it's a treasure. I look at them both, and I'm like, man, I got a museum around me at all times. I got history around me. Like, I mean, you ever like walk into a store and like see people, they kind of look like they don't fit the decade.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They don't fit the 2020.
I feel like 90% of it is hair though.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, it's hair and skin quality.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, are you oiling up? Or, you know, you look kind of grayish. Like you look like a cartoon that's black and white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you walk into the grocery store, and it's like, yeah, they look like the 90s. It ain't really about the outfit. It's the hair. Yeah, right. It's the hair. But it's, but I mean, it's something else, because even people who have like that raw hippie look with dreads or things like that, matted up look, or even wearing like a potato sack shirt, they can still kind of fit the time in a way. They still fit the 2021. But some people just like, it's like they just like been in the house all day, and it's like, I mean, for the whole year, and it's like a gray sheen. It's like a ghost. You know, I saw a Boy Scout one day, you know, pushing a scooter. I swear he looked like the Andy Griffin show. I was like, he just looks like he's not belong. He had the whole outfit on, but he looked like he was gray. I don't know where I'm going with that, America, but it's just that, you know, people look like. I mean, I don't know.
Look at that right there.
Look at that, man. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be such a. I mean, like I said, people look like the way they act. You know, deeply, like they say inside. I don't know. It's just, you know. I mean, I hate the profile, but if you look at someone, you're like, okay, I want to look a little deeper. His face looks like he got some evil into him, and he does. I mean, he moves his money around to sway elections, ladies and gentlemen. It's documented proof. This man has been instrumental in the Wall Street protests, all the liberal upheaval over this past summer riots. They say that when campaigns have protests in various cities, or when the president comes to a various city, he buses in protesters or crisis actors to spew up or stir up conflict, and then the media is right there behind it to spin it in a certain way that's negative to his opponent or to his favor. George Soros, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you some of the political contributions that he has given over the past. Man, I mean, since he's been able, and then listen, it's not just the United States. He's swayed economically. He's an economic powerhouse. He's actually one of the key, very intelligent. He actually is one of the individuals who is pretty an expert on short selling stock, and he did a very good job of short selling derivative stocks in England, and it caused a big upheaval in England financially. For their economy. So he knows how to destroy economies. He knows how to disrupt economies. He knows how to influence elections politically. He knows how to his donations reflect a lot of things, a lot of his policies. Very progressive, very socialistic in his value and his viewpoints. But politically, I lost my spot, but I do have it right here. So let me just show you some of the things that he's done as far as donating. Until 2004 presidential election, Soros had not been a large donor to U.S. political campaigns. According to the Center of Responsive Politics, during the 2003-2004 election cycle, Soros donated $23 million to various 527 groups, tax-exempt groups under the United States tax code. The group aimed to defeat George Bush at that point in time. After Bush's re-election, Soros and other donors backed a new political fundraising group called Democracy Alliance, which supports progressive causes and the formation of a stronger progressive infrastructure in America. The guy does not stop. He's going to keep pushing. Right now, his current battle is with Trump. You might say currently he has a lead, or he won. It's very, like I said, the politics is a dirty game, and it's very woven, and it's not black and white. You know what I'm saying? You see groups and different groups, but it's some of the stuff is individualistic battles. And we're in the middle of it. In August 2009, Soros donated $35 million, a lot of fucking money, $35 million to the state of New York to earmark. Now this check this out. Earmarked for underprivileged children and given to parents who have benefit cards at the rate of $200 per child ages 3 to 17, with no limit as to the number of children that qualified. An additional $140 million was put into a fund by the state of New York from money they had received in the 2009 Federal Recovery Act. Now, he's funding political. He's funding political issues and topics and agendas. He's throwing money to states. He's influencing your children and families. To what end?
What does he want at the end of the day?
Power, absolute power, and he wants a socialistic society, a progressive society. He wants to destroy democracy. It's flat out pointed out. And I look at his history. Growing up in Hungary, studying this guy. He's Jewish and he's definitely against anti-Semitism. Excuse me. And I don't really want to touch this topic too much, but the 60 Minutes interview, he pointed out himself that he was actually in charge of let me see. Actually, let me make sure I get this right. He pretty much allocated or kept track of all the Jewish assets that were people getting confiscated during the Holocaust, I believe. And they questioned him about that in the 60 Minutes interview, and he didn't really deny, but he supported in the sense that it was kind of one of the things where he's trying to hide his identity because he didn't want to get caught. So that's what he did. He posed as either a German official or something like that in order to do this job. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into that. The point of the matter is that he's very powerful. He's very progressive, and he backed Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election. In 2020, he backed Joe Biden, and I just want to show you his influence still continues today. If you look at this article that we have here from Soros that we're actually looking at right here, Soros Group pledges $20 million to pass Biden's infrastructure plan. You see, and so when you see stuff like this, so he's donating the $20 million just for the cause to be promoted and to be pushed and to be passed into law. And the whole thing is that what are the Republicans doing? How are they fighting? I did point out on Monday that they want their goal is to reduce the $615 million the package overall. But I just think that like I said, in 4 years, Democrats can really hold on to power and really consume it and really just totally take control of power with the various policies they're doing right now and the maneuvers that they're making. Like I said, they just passed this $1.9 trillion stimulus without any kind of Republican support, and they plan to do the same thing for the infrastructure plan. So how does that unfold for us over time? Like I said, we witness our votes being attacked. We witness the Constitution being attacked, censorship in big tech and media, slanted opinions, biased opinions. We have a former president, guys, who's being drowned out right now. Any interview, any kind of thing, anything he says is being drowned out. But let me read a little bit of this article about Soros and his group and what they're doing as far as they're moving their money and their weight around. Remember, the Open Society Foundation are pledging $20 million to jumpstart as much as $100 million for a campaign to rally progressives around President Biden's infrastructure and social welfare proposals. So, backing from why it matters. Backing from George Soros funding groups could serve as an important call to action for Democratic donors and activists who support Biden's initial $2 trillion infrastructure plan, but want to see him go bigger. The second phase of Biden's plan could be rolled out later this month with a broader focus on healthcare, the caregiving economy, climate, and community colleges. Now, what they're saying is that every initiative proposed by President Biden has broad public support, says Tom Perriello, the executive director of Open Society. But we've seen popular reforms get demonized before the partisans and special interests, and we are not going to let that happen. Facts don't always win without some real muscle, but put behind getting those facts in front of the American people. The intrigue. Progressives are walking a fine line between encouraging or antagonizing the White House. Some say Biden isn't going nearly far enough, says Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She wants $10 trillion in spending, but any ultimatums that force up a price tag and raises taxes could cost moderate Democratic votes that Biden can't afford to lose. Yes, you're seeing a constant balance where we've seen an increase in taxes, and you're seeing an increase in the corporate tax. And yeah, and Biden does have to balance that out. He really does because, he's not going to get any Republican support. We want to reduce spending for that. And like I said, Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell said that his party will fight Biden's plans in their current form every step of the way. Well, I hope so. I hope you do. And it's my opinion that we need gridlock in Congress. If you just, it's like having to me, it's like having a babysitter. You have a babysitter. I don't know, man. I mean, that's risky as hell. But you really want to go on that trip, so you hire that babysitter. You hire that nephew to come over, teenage nephew, to watch your kids. And you say, man, just don't touch shit. Don't do nothing crazy, man. You want to do something, you check with me first. That's how I feel about the Biden administration. I feel like, don't touch shit, man. Let's just wait till the next election and see where people stand with you at that point. Because I feel like there's still a level of accountability that has to be addressed. But we're going to let people like George Soros run rampant. And like I said, if you witness what had went on with the, like I said, they're all working in cahoots. And I just think, like I said, the Democrats play a better game politically. They know how to win elections. They know how to, not necessarily steal elections. They know how to steal elections, but they know how to subvert the American vote through various tactics that, frankly, Republicans are scared to go there. They're scared to tap into the Secretary of States of various local state governments. They're afraid to maybe murk somebody. They're afraid to slander somebody in the press. They're afraid to dole out a little bit of hush money. The Democrats are all for it to mislead you. Everybody gets duped. And here at the Emotional Witness Show, we're here to expose and bring out the truths. Hold this low approval rating 27% Congress accountable. Why we let these motherfuckers pass laws and we just like, okay, you get constant Fs, but we're taking what you're giving us. You gotta snap out of it. Demand more from our leaders, you guys. Hit that like, subscribe button, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Emotes the Witness. Coming to you live. Yeah, so Senator Palpatine is George Soros, in my opinion. Darth Vader is Hillary Clinton. Barack Obama is some kind of Sith Lord, I don't know. My father-in-law and my cousin look like slaves. Behind this mask, I look like Jerome from Martin. I'm never gonna show that to you guys until we get a little more peace in this world, man. I'm trying to protect the innocent, man. You don't deserve this, America. You deserve freedom. You deserve protections. You deserve competition in your capital markets. You deserve a peaceful society, a peaceful country, a peaceful world. Okay, so at the Emotional Witness Show, we're gonna attack all those angles, and a quality Hollywood and a quality sports industry. Right? Are we tired of politics and sports? Are we tired of our Hollywood actors not just telling us what to think and all their little money donations? The Robert De Niro's of the world and what's that chick's name? I don't know, Roseanne Barr. Even though Roseanne Barr is has some more common sense and more realistic on things. I mean, anyway, they have influences, you guys, and I mean, who the hell are they? So let's talk about them. Let's bring them into the fold. Let's make sure that what they're telling us makes sense. We're not just getting a shot because LeBron James told us to get one. But yeah, he's like, it's a personal thing for me and my family. But the NBA and they want to push their agendas and push their various venues, various top. I mean, everybody wants to get the shot. Everybody wants to get it, but they don't want to make sure it's safe. So anyway, went on a little tangent. I don't want to go too far on that, but the whole point is to talk about, like I said, on Wednesdays here we talk about corrupt officials or potentially corrupt leaderships or leaders. And George Soros is probably one of the top people on that list. Like I said, this guy, he's very influential in protesting. He's very influential in government policies, and he's knee deep in the Biden administration. He's knee deep in millions of dollars already donated during the campaign. He also helped during the transition, donating money to Biden's transition. And now he has millions of dollars donating infrastructure and various social programs, and I'm sure he's going to continue throughout the whole 4 years. But we need gridlock. We don't need massive plans and things passed. We need what we need is what we honestly need, you ladies and gentlemen, is a continuation of a lot of the Trump policies that are on the books right now. And thankfully, there's a law out there that when policies are funded, they have to be continued. They can't be stopped by the next administration unless they withdraw the funding, of course. But I don't think. And the example I'm trying to give is the border wall. That's one feather in the cap for Trump, is that the border wall seems it will continue. Do you have that article up there? I don't have it actually on me, but if you pull up that article from Unbiased America.
Which one is it?
The border wall. The last one, actually. The last one, I think. Yeah. There you go. So per Unbiased America, I thought this is a nice read for me. I enjoyed reading this. The White House confirms report that border wall construction may resume in some areas as polls show increasing support for border security. Earlier today, it was reported that the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas told department employees he may restart border wall construction to plug what he called gaps in the southern barrier. Mayorkas told immigration and customer enforcement employees that he has room to make decisions as part of the administration in particular areas of the wall that need renovation, particular projects that need to be finished. And now, White House Press Secretary Jean Psaki has confirmed that despite President Biden's pause, remember, he had a campaign promise that said there will be some limited construction. Well, despite his pause, there will be some limited construction that has been funded and allocated for. But remember, during the campaign, it's a striking admission for a president who campaigned for not another foot of wall if elected. So to see Trump won the border wall back, because this is the stats that are behind it. The reason for the acknowledgement may be recent polls indicating public support for border security is increasing, while support for amnesty is failing rapidly. So I don't want to continue. I'm gonna continue, but let me tell you something. How did this man win the election? When you have policies that no one agrees with, when you had no motivation, you were Sleepy Joe. You were Cadaver Joe, walking around with Botox shots, face clear as cell, skin smooth, pale but dead, walking cadaver, straight up. When he talked, his face just stiff. Where was the enthusiasm? You know what the enthusiasm was? The enthusiasm was in the halls of the Democratic Congress, the media, and big tech, and some corporations, Chinese government as well, some Ukraine officials. That's where the motivation was. That's where the support was, not the people. Okay? The populist president is Trump. But there's dangers ahead. Like I said, I think Trump is losing. If he doesn't come over to social media platform or some kind of voice, he's going to lose his power over the next 4 years. And that's gonna damage the Republican Party, who frankly are fragmented because they have too many establishment Republicans that are against Trump or against the people's movement. In a way, not in a way, but in fact, how can you campaign? How can you make money? How can you receive donations if you guys are fragmented? One way to do that is Trump is cleaning house. And midterms, we'll see who the new Trump leaders will be in the Republican Party, because it is Trump's party. And we'll see how strong they come out in 2022 and 2024. But you see right here with this border wall, this is another win. We do want security, and we don't want an open society like Soros, and we don't want rampant immigration, which is currently Biden is failing at in his first 100 days. But if you look at these stats here, according to the new AP poll, 85% of Americans say increasing border security should be a priority for the Biden administration, including 53% who say it should be a high priority. Just 14% say it should be a low priority. So people really want border protection. In January, 57% of the nation supported creating a pathway to citizenship for illegal aliens. According to a political poll, now just 43% support it. So it dropped. Well, 14% in 2 months. This is with a Democratic president in office. And even more surprisingly, most of the jobs come from Democrats. Now, only 29% of Americans overall, including the 42% of Democrats, now say giving legal status to migrants here legally should be high priority. So again, they're promoting policies and agendas that a lot of people don't even really support or think is priority. You know, this is according to the AP. Now, a separate poll found that 53% of voters now favor construction of the border wall. Despite acknowledging that some construction will continue, the White House still says most construction remains paused to the extent permitted by law. But the Impoundment Control Act, which is what I mentioned earlier, you guys, states that the administration must carry out tasks that the Congress has allocated money for. And over the last 4 years, Congress has allocated $1.375 billion each year for the wall. So yeah, that wall is gonna get built. You know, the Biden administration can request the Congress withdraw that funding, but so far it has not done so. And given the polls, like I just mentioned these stats, the possibility now exists that the construction funded under President Trump will actually take place. So yeah. So I mean, I just think now that could be the silver lining, right? Like I said, you know, like I have an article here that I'm not gonna dig in too much into it, but because we're actually about to close out the show here in about another 10 minutes, but. I do want to go into Freestyle Friday, talking about Biden's first 100 days, to really continue to examine the immigration issue and some of the broken promises on the moderate side and the liberal side, because he's starting to upset a lot of his progressive leaders. But also the broken promises, you know, as of this one, for example, the border wall, not 1 inch. But no, that's not true, and it's a good truth, right? We need protection in this country. I think if you seal up the border, if you continue some of the Trump policies, like I said, even Middle East and peaceful agendas out there, but if you continue this particular policy, you're going to see a correction in the immigration issue. You're going to see more of a merit-based policy system where people are coming into this country based on their talent and merit, their worth, not just using them for votes and cheap labor. You know, they're victims too, just as much as the American people are victims of suction of resources. I'm all for legal immigration, but not illegal immigration. To come in the right way. I know we made mistakes. Let's correct them. Let's give a pathway to citizenship, but let's just do it right. Let's just do it correctly. But I want to analyze the first 100 days of the Biden administration on Friday's episode. I want to continue to. Oh shit! Let me give you an update on the Reservoir, you guys. Let me find that headline. Like I said, a lot of shit is getting spilled into the Tampa Bay, in Tampa Bay. And what's going on with that? We got infrastructure policy coming up, and I think that we really need that. Let me type that in quick. Let's see here. Oh shit! Hold on. Did I type it in right? Yeah, so like I said, the toxic water leak in Tampa. Millions of gallons of wastewater being pumped into Tampa. Florida reservoir breach is not. Okay, here we go. Positive news. Okay, Florida reservoir breach is under control now. Catastrophic flooding fears ease, but environmental concerns remain. Crews on Tuesday pumped enough wastewater from a retention pond into Tampa Bay to control the threat of a catastrophic breach that had the potential to send a massive wall of water into the surrounding area. Last week, the Florida Department of Environmental Protection approved the pumping of the industrial wastewater from the retention pond in Piney Point, a former phosphate plant, in response to the facility's second leak in a decade. So there's 2 leaks in 10 years. Yeah, we need an infrastructure plan, you guys. The wastewater is about as acidic as black coffee. The wastewater is about as acidic as black coffee and contains elevated levels of phosphorus and nitrogen, which can feed the algae and cause red tide. How's red tide? So I guess they're solving the problem, getting to the issue. There's some environmental issues called red tide around the corner. But you black coffee drinkers, there's some shit going on out here that is more or about as acidic as black coffee. What kind of comparison is that? All the people who drink coffee, I know y'all feeling kind of weird right now. Y'all drinking the same shit that's going on right now as environmentally killing Tampa. I'm a green tea drinker myself, you know. When a motherfucker came to me and said, yeah, man, the oil spill in the Gulf is just as toxic as the green tea that you're drinking right now. Like, damn, I gotta stop drinking green tea. I'm reading that line right there would change my thoughts on coffee. By the way, if you're a coffee drinker, so you know. But I want to give that bit on the reservoir. So we need an infrastructure plan that works. And like I said, I'm kind of jumping all over the place a little bit, but back to Soros. It all matters. It's all very important, ladies and gentlemen. Because like I said, people who influence elections and influence policies and parties have an effect on you, and your vote. So that's why your vote matters. And it all comes down to continue to fight from all sides. Like you said, you see what's going on in Georgia with the changing of the voting laws, making it more stricter, not making it more strict or hard to vote, making it just more secure. Our right to vote more secure. You see Democrats arguing the open point, the open society angle. Everybody should get a right to vote, and the argument is that these policies are racist in nature, and that's what they do. They use the race card to push issues through and point, and kind of stagnate policy. And so you gotta track the agendas and track the leaders and who are pushing these various things. And it starts with this gentleman right here, and it goes all the way down to Ocasio-Cortez. So we'll continue to tackle these leaders and expose them. And I'll bring up George Soros a few more times, but on the next Wednesday we'll bring up another leader that's currently in power. I would think about doing Susan Rice. I mean, that lady kind of scares me. Or what's her name? Obama's like Valerie Jarrett, man. Valerie Jarrett, former, her family has Iranian backgrounds. I had to be someone who was kind of associating people based on how they look, or not how they look. Like I told you, I mean, like I said, I read about her, man. Her background is kind of something that's much to be desired and something you want to look into, and has not been talked about enough in mainstream society. For those who cutting their peppers up in their mushrooms, you don't know Valerie Jarrett's Hamas and Hezbollah backgrounds, and her family backgrounds, and her Iranian backgrounds. She's already been in office she's already been in the White House under Obama for 4 years. What did she accomplish? Well, the Iranian deal was done under her watch. We know the issues that was going on in Yemen under the Obama watch, Libya, Hillary Clinton, and we get to all those Haiti. We get to all those corrupt issues over time. We have to look back, and we only have a short amount of time because the Democrats are more and more every day consuming powers through various laws and agendas. And I personally think that the Republicans are too weak to fight. They're currently draining the swamp and draining their own party swamp, and we'll see how how it reflects in 2024 and 2022. But I want you guys to have a wonderful Wednesday. I don't want you guys to be too down on yourself. I don't want you guys to kind of be like, damn, man, it's so gloomy out there. But there's some positives out there to look into. I mean, maybe the economy will be better. Maybe all this money we're pumping may continue to keep us in the lead. But I think at some point we're going to answer for some of this. We'll see. We'll see how the economic angles work. We'll see how it all unfolds and how it all comes together. But I'm Emos the Witness, you guys. Like I said, you can catch me every Monday, Wednesday, Friday live from 10 to 11 a.m., bringing the news, fresh politics, perspectives, and angles, trying to hold truth to power and leadership accountable in various interviews and various facets of various governments in Congress. So, again, like I said, subscribe button. Catch me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Website coming soon, emoswinners.com. I want you guys to have a wonderful day.